Welcome back. Another episode, another conversation with you episode, whatever this is. 1,000 days of vlogging. And today we ran a half marathon, my first official actual event half marathon, which is sick. I've done a couple of half Ironmans where you run this distance, but obviously after a swim and a bike ride, you're not as fresh as rocking up and just doing the run. So I only got a ticket to this earlier in the week. A few came available and I was keen to run, but wasn't sure. And then it's funny, you start playing tricks on you. Your mind starts telling you that you're a little bit sore. I had a little bit of a niggle in both of my feet and ankles, on one ankle, one foot, on Wednesday morning when we did a speed session with Unofficial. And like my tibialis on the right leg was a little bit sore as well, especially like the last 2 days just walking around. And I went into it, everyone asks you, what's your goal? What are you hoping for? And it's a good question, but I don't actually ask really anyone that or many people that, unless I really know them well. I don't really ask because it's not that I don't find value in it, but obviously everyone's at different levels and it shouldn't be the thing, but obviously it is the thing. The time is what you go for. I think the winner ran a 65-minute half marathon. His average pace was like a 3:03 or a 3:04. Like, it's insane. But it's no less epic than, someone who rocks up and runs their first ever half marathon, who, I heard multiple stories today. Unofficial, we had a sick after party. People, only been running 3 months and running a half marathon. I don't know how safe that is. I've been fortunate enough to be running for many years, through soccer and have always lived an active lifestyle. But regardless, like, people rocking up and running is just awesome. Getting outdoors. The weather today is classic Melbourne weather in Sydney. I'd say classic Melbourne weather. It would have become a bit sunshiny at some point, whereas it's just been quite miserable. Thankfully, it didn't really rain during the race. It poured down at about 6:30. We took off at 7:30. And I guess the point of what I wanted to talk about was, you're so much more capable than what you maybe think. I had all these niggles, but I was able to pull from previous experience, which definitely helps, but also just like will myself across the finish line. And I felt good when I was running. The leg was giving me no niggles, but toward the end, things started happening. The quads were burning. Thankfully, nothing in the legs or feet that much at all. But yeah, it was just gassing. But you give that energy. I mentioned that yesterday. When you give energy to others, you often receive it back, which is always nice. And there are a lot of people out there giving energy today, so it was only right of me to give it back to them. People, cheerleaders, people playing music, just random people who obviously have loved ones running, but their loved one would come by once, maybe twice if they can bounce around the course. But, high-fiving little kids, doing all those little things that, you hear people cheering. I had a name, the ticket that I got, her nickname was Willie, last name Williams. So I was running with Willie, which is quite funny for anyone who doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it's probably a worldwide thing, but Australians, it's like a nickname for a penis, Willie. So that was a funny thing to be running with a few people, getting around it, but just a sick day. Again, the energy. I could talk for a long time about the Unofficial after party. It was insane. So cool just to meet a bunch of people, so many faces that maybe don't get to see on a Friday morning. Not that we just hang out in our own circle, but you run, it's in the dark, you're looking forward, and then at the end, people do split up because it's a work day, and not everyone goes to the same cafe. But it was just really cool to meet people, cool little serendipitous interactions, making space for serendipity. This has been a really random one, but just take a moment to be really grateful for, the day and these moments where you push yourself and achieve something really cool. I will mention my time because it is cool. Even though it's not the be all and end all, I am just grateful that I was able to run and got out and do it. But yeah, I ran a 1:26, which is sick. It was 10 minutes quicker than my previous best, which was a best off the bike in a half Ironman. And yeah, I've got other goals going through my head, obviously time related somewhat, but really the fundamental thing is just to enjoy the race, enjoy the day, because you could miss your PB, which some people I know did by 10 seconds, 20 seconds. A girl told me she ran a 2 hours and 2 second half marathon and she was all disappointed. But it's like, you're going to let 3 seconds dictate your happiness. If it was a 1:59:59, yes, I know that feeling of like, oh yes, I snuck under, but like be fucking stoked with that and then put in the work to fucking make that happen next time because you're that close. So that's some thoughts. Keep ripping. What a day. You're more than you're capable of. Thanks again for watching. 1,000 to go. Let's get it.